And so the question is, how do we become conscious? Well, we become conscious through suffering. So in one of the plays of Aeschylus, the Greek playwright, the chorus says, we suffer into truth. When we begin to suffer, we start asking, why are we suffering? And that question, why, if it's asked open-mindedly, then leads to some understanding of what happened to us. And once we start exploring that and working it through, now we're breaking the chain of multi-generational transmission. So the pathways through consciousness. So my book, In the Realm of Hunger, Ghosts, and Addiction, is really all about making people conscious. I tell stories, I talk about the brain biology of addiction, I talk about my own particular history, but fundamentally what I'm after is promoting people being conscious of their own lives and their own internal dynamics.
So, well, that's a positive note.
Yeah. Well, It's all, to me, it's all positive. I mean, look, I'm a physician. People die. People are born. Between death and life, or life and death, people suffer. And my work is to help prevent, alleviate, or mitigate suffering at any stage of life. So, like the Buddha said, his basic stance is life is suffering. We take that for granted. But that doesn't mean there's nothing we can do about it. But as the Buddha taught, and I think as all science teaches us, to deal with something, you have to be conscious of it. So conscious awareness is, for me, never depressing. For me, it's always liberating. I don't care how bad anything is. The more I'm aware of it, the more I know about it, the more I understand it, the more I'm capable of taking mastery over it, the more I'm capable of becoming an agent, an active agent in my own life, or other people become agents in their own life. So it's all about agency. And for agency, you need consciousness. So to me, it's never depressing. Even depression is not depressing, because even depression can be a pathway to self-knowledge.
Yeah.
In fact, it is.
And I think that's what the consciousness part is so interesting, because I think on the outside and even on the inside, previous to kind of coming to terms with my addiction, I wasn't aware that it was a problem.
No.
I would, if you'd asked me, I'd be like, yeah, life is great. Look at this. I'm doing this, that, and the other. It felt like there was plenty of intensity, if you like.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Until I become aware of the suffering involved, I just love my addictions. My addiction to work, my addiction to shopping. I would even celebrate them. Now, I don't know about you, but if you ask the people around me, the people in my lives, they might have a different point of view. They might say, nah, this is not so great. They might be experiencing a negative impact themselves. And actually, usually with addictions, it's very often the other people who are intimately involved with who first suffer the consequences. Then they try to wake us up, which we then vigorously and stoutly resist, because we don't want to wake up, because we're going to stay asleep and keep enjoying the dream. So it's not easy to wake up.